1 million views and counting on the new video that you directed with Stonebwoy and Keri Hilson, and that is Nominate. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. It's a blessing. It was, I don't know, man. It's just surreal.
What up, though? Jamming.
I had to get right, you know.
I feel you. What were you listening to?
I'm on the Afrobeat wave. That's my that's my daily get up and go get it background music.
Yeah. All right. So word has it that this collab with Keri Hilson and Stonebwoy happened by chance, a chance meeting.
I've known the manager of Stonebwoy for about like 2 years.
Okay.
Because I did a Estelle video and reached out through Instagram and stay connected. And years on went on. And then after that, he just hit me up. Actually, last year, like kind of like November, October.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, we got this song with Keri Hilson, and we really want to do it. And it was at the time it was supposed to be shot in Miami. So it had a total different treatment,
My goodness.
Yeah, that treatment was kind of geared towards around like the Coming to America vibe, where when he first came and he had that process of all these girls and it was all crazy and funny and
yeah.
So I think at the time we kind of lost this. They say we have to do it in March when he's on tour, and then February came around. It was like, yo, let's do it. And the thing is, it's like we got to do it in New York. So I'm like, all right, I got to develop a whole new treatment, but
okay,
it worked out.
My cousin Denzel Williams, Buffalo native, and break it down for people. You're dropping terms like treatment and things like that. So as a director, what is your responsibility when it comes to music videos? Like, what does a director do?
It's really case by case, but it kind of fluctuates between two things. An artist can come to you and say, hey, this is the song we want to shoot. This is the video budget. This is the location. This is the date. We don't have no clue what we want. Have at it.
Wow.
And then the other option is like they have some type of direction, and I build on that. A treatment is basically like your idea on form, like on a paper or on like a PDF.
Okay.
So, and it works that way, or else we'll be on set just like freestyling it. Some days on treatments I take like all day, and some I have to, just hours and hours of listening to the song over and over.
And you start to visualize.
Yeah, you start to visualize. What's important is to also take notice of the artist, because the artist is a brand, similar to any other brand like Nike or Apple or whatever. They have like a mission statement. They have like they have a vibe and a direction. Like my goal as a director is to take the artist to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
So, you kind of, you spend hours and hours, and that's before even the video is shot.
So how did you begin? We have a couple people on here who are interested in becoming directors themselves. So how did you start? Did you have to go to director school? Are you in the union?
I got attracted to music videos when I was, young. Instead of watching cartoons, I would watch The Box, MTV Jams, you name it, you know what I mean? And I just kind of I fell in love with Hype Williams' work.
Oh gosh, yes.
And it just so happened that all my dancing friends went to this school in Buffalo called Performing Arts.
So wonderful school. Shouts out to Buffalo Performing Arts. Yeah.
Shout out to Performing Arts. I tried to get in there. You have to audition. And at the time, I remember I did violin, and I was like, I'm going to just try that. So I tried that. The principal was like, you didn't get in. But there is a film and television major that you can apply for. Maybe you can get in. You can try that. And literally a second later, I kid you not, the teacher that runs that major came in.
What? Look at God.
Yeah, so I immediately met him. I immediately took the test. I got in. And then, like, after that, I just fell in love. I remember one time I took the camera. I heard the song, and I got so inspired. And I just went downtown Buffalo, and I just started shooting stuff. And I just had, like, it just sparked me so crazy. I never felt that way before. But if I look at the video, it's terrible. But that's
But
kind of like how I first picked up a camera.
yeah. Yeah, same thing with my first air checks too. I jumped on the radio when I was 17 years old. And I go back and listen to it now. I was like, oh Lord. Like,
Yeah,
you had no sort of broadcast voice. I didn't have nothing ready to go. But I was up there doing it. So
right.
let's talk about, paying gigs. So you're out there, you're shooting stuff on your own, you're shooting stuff for school, but then next thing you know, you're shooting stuff for, Conway and West Side Gun. Now, they're also from Buffalo. Did you know them growing up?
No, not at all. And to be honest with you, it was a long road before that.
So how did you eventually get your first paying gig? Like, if you didn't go to, like, quote unquote director's school, like one of them big colleges, right? You're not in the directors union. How do you find yourself directing Keri Hilson's big comeback, working with the Afrobeat king? Like, how do you even get to that level?
So I moved to LA, right? Thankfully, I got into a school called Los Angeles Film School. When I got out,
Whoa.
at the time, I was studying things and studying different directors. And at the time, I caught wind of this director called Taj. And then it just so happened that I met a friend who was good friends with him. It just came a domino effect after that. So I was like his understudy, just learning from that. And then also on the side, I was literally like, at the beginning, I was paying artists for me to shoot their video. Like, I would be living in LA, would fly to New York City, back to Buffalo. I'll be shooting in small areas in Toronto. I'll be shooting like small towns, like anywhere. It was at a point where it was like 2011 through 2014, where I was just like really on grind mode, just sharpening my skill and just doing that. And I just got better. And then I got good enough to be signed to like a production company. And then I did that for a couple of years. But then after that, I left that and started my own company, built relationships. And that's where it went off, like just domino effects. Like from A Boogie, it was all relationships. From Estelle, it was all relationships. And from Estelle led me to Stonebwoy. And Stonebwoy, which did the song with Keri Hilson. All
That's
related, all off the muscle.
Yes, yes. And that, I always say, people always want to say, it's not what you know, it's who you know, right?
Yeah.
I know who President Obama is. You know what I'm saying? I know who Oprah Winfrey is. So I like to flip that and say, it's not who you know, it's who knows you, right?
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
And that's a great point, because that's kind of like my mindset lately, because I'm a behind the scenes guy. You know what I mean? So there's one point in time where most of the directors are supposed to be like behind the scenes. They didn't want to tell their story, but I feel like I got a good story, man, especially for people out of our area. It's like, yo, as a kid, you kind of don't know who to look up to and things like that. So like really that's been my inspiration, just kind of like doing interviews with you and spreading my word just for inspiration, just to inspire people. I feel like that's the best thing you can do while we on this earth.
So my daughter wants to be a director. She's 11 years old. So she was excited for this interview as well. So her questions, being an 11-year-old, is, how do you cast for a movie or a music video? And I know there's something really special about this Nominate video that brings it back to Buffalo, which is always your mission.
So like, if I know talent in Buffalo, I'm bringing them. You know what I'm saying? And this was the opportunity. Like, I know there's models and all types of creatives and things like that. Like, I'm going to shoot for that because that's better. And then I felt like this was an opportunity to give, man. I feel like in life, instead of doing this, you do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just give, man. And that shows how much you're blessed.
Wow. And how did you come up with the concept? You know, I know you talked earlier, for anybody who may have missed it, you had this whole Coming to America theme. It was supposed to be shot in Miami. Now you're in New York City.
Yeah.
And how did you come up with the concept for Nominate the way it is now?
You want to create something for the artist that takes him to the next level. And I feel like he's huge in the Ghana, but he's not familiar much in the US. So it's like, how do we give that world, how do we put him in a position to where he sends the message like, I'm supporting everybody. So, and then not only that, it's like a celebration of women, all types of women, all different races, all different styles and characteristics. And Nominate was an opportunity to do that. I was inspired for this particular concept by like the Slum Village, like Selfish video
Of
with
course.
John Legend. And I felt like put my twist on it. And then that was that. I mean, I feel like these days, since we are in like a short attention span era, you got to give everybody what they need. Like you got to give them laughs, you got to make them groove, and then you also got to make them just like the replay value. You got to make them again. So I just wanted to create different type of sauces and spices in one video and just no hold back. Like don't hold back and just give them a little bit of everything, and then just make people feel good. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I think one of the reasons why I got this far, and I'm still on my way, I'm still got more to go, but the reason why I got this far is because I'm very business oriented too. A lot of times creatives are just put in a box of just being creative. So I felt like that was a good move to do, like to
Yeah.
start my own.
And you're in LA?
I'm in New York City now.
You're in New York City. Okay. I got a lot of people from LA on here chiming on, wondering how to
Yeah.
become a part of your team. So you're in New York City, but you're from originally Buffalo, New York. So you tap in there. I'm sure you have relationships there. If somebody wants to reach out to you and become a part of the team, how can they do that?
Yeah. So you can hit my Instagram, man, DZ_Williams. My website is topcreativesite.com.
How do you see the industry changing post-pandemic, and what will you and your team be doing differently?
Creatively, when it comes to music videos, who knows? I'm interested to see how we're going to do that. But I feel like the music industry is got, concerts is, is kind of. I was talking to a friend the other day, like it'd be kind of make sense if the audience pull up like a drive-through vibe and just see it like that. I don't
Like
know.
like a drive-in almost, but instead of
Yeah.
a screen, it'd be a stage.
Yeah, no, the artist is on their stage like usual, but as far as the crowd, they pull up in their cars and just watch from that. I don't know, man.
Wow.
Kind of, I don't know. I'm actually interested in seeing, but I'm just gonna keep moving on, keep moving and keep grooving and try to figure out how ways I can grow.
Yes.